Well, hey guys, I hope your week is going well. It's all good. Just made myself some 10 mushroom blend with just hot water and a vanilla stevia packet to sweeten it. And that's kind of like a decaf coffee tea to have at the end of the day. I'm really enjoying it. It doesn't have that bitter taste that a lot of decaf coffees have. Anyways, ramblings aside, as you can tell from the title and thumbnail of today's video, I'm going to review in more depth some of the products from Trader Joe's in their skincare department. I've gone into Trader Joe's numerous times and done some of my sort of shop with me style videos where I talk about products in there and the ingredients, and you guys love those videos. But I actually have many of the Trader Joe's skincare products and I've tried them myself, so I'm going to review those for you. Some of these I don't think I've ever mentioned in those videos either. Some are newer. First up is their Nourish All-in-One Facial Cleanser. I've used quite a bit of this and I rather enjoy it. I can't say anything negative about it. It's a very gentle cleanser. It is fragrance free and it's not drying, it's not irritating, and it is I imagine, although I don't know, I imagine it is ideally pH'd for the skin of the face. One issue to consider and make sure with the stuff that you're using to wash your face is the pH of the cleanser is kind of important. That being said, don't lose sleep over it. Most facial cleansers that are sold in the store are pH to be tolerated on the face. It's not something that you need to worry yourself about. As opposed to body washes and things like that, are not really quite the right pH to be tolerated on the face. They're better suited for areas of the body where the pH is a little bit higher, like in your armpits and groin, for example. But on your face, ideally the cleanser should be around pH of 5 to 6. So I imagine that is what this is. No, I didn't pH it, but if I were a betting person, I would say it was somewhere in that ballpark. And so that's great. Minimal disruption to the acid mantle, although any cleanser that you use is going to disrupt your skin barrier to a certain extent, but this one, less likely. It's got some great conditioning agents in it, namely panthenol, and it also has some antioxidants in it. The antioxidants in skincare products, I've said this in my videos before, they really don't function, their ability to function when put on the skin is pretty questionable. They're not super stable, and so by the time you put them on their skin, they degrade, and their ability to scavenge free radicals is practically nil. Not to mention they're not super stable once you put them on the skin. It's questionable if they even get into the skin. So, don't kind of be duped or drawn to antioxidants as a selling ingredient. In products like this face wash and other products that I'll review for you guys today, the antioxidants they put in there help to protect the product, the other ingredients in the product, from degradation. So it's more, helping the other ingredients in there, but they kind of push it at you as a selling point. But that being said, it's a very affordable cleanser, and I really don't have anything negative to say about it. If you have sensitive skin, rosacea-prone skin, I can't imagine that this would be problematic for you, but rosacea skincare is very individualized. What irritates and exacerbates one person's rosacea will not be an issue for someone else's, but I think that this one would be a good one to give consideration to. In terms of the antioxidants that it does have, whether or not it's doing anything for your skin in a cleanser form, it does have green tea extract. Green tea has been shown to be anti-inflammatory, be helpful for redness, and also to help in oiliness and diminishing the appearance of pores. So it's a good ingredient, and I mentioned in this product it's largely functioning to stabilize some of the other ingredients in the product. Alright, that being said, the next one that I will review for you guys is the Hyaluronic Acid Moisture Boost Serum. I was a little disappointed with this product and grossly underwhelmed, but it is very inexpensive, and as far as the ingredients, they're not bad. This product is a hyaluronic acid humectant that is designed and should be placed onto the skin when the skin is wet. So after you wash your face, while the skin is still wet, this is when you want to use a hyaluronic acid product like this. Because hyaluronic acid is a humectant, it's going to hold on to some of that water on your skin. But if you do not come over this with a heavier moisturizer or a dedicated moisturizer, what happens is the water that it's holding on there will just evaporate, and in doing so it will pull more water out of your skin, and it will actually dry out your skin quite a bit. And that will happen even more severely if you live somewhere that is a drier climate like Colorado or Arizona. The rate at which water leaves your skin will be much faster. So this is something that is intended to act as a humectant and to hydrate and plump up the skin. But if not used appropriately, you'll probably run into an issue of it actually worsening skin dryness and irritation. Depending on how the product is formulated, some manufacturers will use different molecular weights, different sizes. They will use kind of a combination of different hyaluronic acids to allow the molecule to actually penetrate a little bit deeper into the top layer of the skin and allow even enhanced hydration. The Trader Joe's Hyaluronic Acid Moisture Boost Serum just has sodium hyaluronate in it. It's largely water, meaning I don't think it's a phenomenal choice as a humectant to boost up your moisturizer. I think there are much better ones out there. The Neutrogena Hydra Boost Extra Dry Sensitive Skin Gel Cream that I've recommended before. It's much thicker and has much greater water binding capacity. You can tell just by the consistency. The first ingredient is water, and when you put it on the skin, I mean, it feels fine. It's just very watery, and it just doesn't, I don't believe it brings anything to the table. I don't think it imparts powerful hydration like that Neutrogena one that I've recommended you guys, or definitely not anything close to the Hada Labo Skin Plumping Gel Cream that I've recommended to you guys. Personally, a much better choice, in my opinion, particularly for those of you, Trader Joe's skincare is all cruelty-free, and a lot of it's vegan. I'm not sure if this one's vegan. But a better choice that I love is the Physicians Formula Hydrate Vitamin Drop that I reviewed for you guys in my Walmart skincare video. That has a much greater water binding capacity and is going to impart a much better, gonna boost up hydration in your skin to a greater degree than that. You might be tempted to use that one because it's pretty affordable, just kind of see how you do with hyaluronic acids, but honestly I would recommend the Physicians Formula one. I think it's a couple bucks more and definitely packs a greater punch. So the next product that I'll talk about is new to me. I've been using it recently and trying it out. I think it's new to Trader Joe's and you all have asked about it. It's the Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. It's got, not only does it have sodium hyaluronate in it as a humectant, it also has, it's also got a variety of plant oils in it which act as emollients, meaning it softens the edges of the skin cells and can just kind of smooth down the surface of the skin, help your cosmetics go on a little bit better. And the nice thing about this, similar to, say for example, the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Gel Cream that I've used, this also contains these copolymers that really do a nice job creating the optical illusion of space filling on your face when you use them. So if you have wrinkles and fine lines like around the eyes, around the mouth, using a product like this nicely will hydrate up those skin cells, plump them up, and decrease the appearance of those fine lines. And then the polymer kind of aspect will scatter light and really camouflage those wrinkles and fine lines. In addition to improving the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines, using a product like this also can help to diminish the appearance of enlarged pores by a similar mechanism. The copolymers can scatter light, and also by hydrating up the skin, plumping up the skin cells around the pore, it really can diminish the appearance of pores. And this product also has green tea extract, which, as I said earlier, has been shown to diminish the appearance of pores. So this is one to give some consideration to if you're trying those things out. It's very nice. It's very rich in humectants. But like the serum, I do recommend putting this on to a wet face because it's largely a humectant. It's going to trap on that water. That's how it works to help hydrate up the skin. If you just put this on dry skin, you're not doing anything. It's like setting flour and sugar out on your countertop and expecting it to make pancakes. You kind of have to put the effort in, and by that I mean put this onto wet skin, and then you have to come over it with a moisturizer so that you seal in that transepidermal water loss. So even though this is labeled as a moisturizer, it's a gel vehicle. It's largely humectant. It needs something on over top. Aloe leaf juice is also in this. Aloe, I have a video talking about the benefits of aloe leaf juice in cosmetic products and personal care products, anti-inflammatory. It can actually help in kind of a brightening effect by some compounds that interfere with how pigment is transferred around the skin. And aloe leaf juice also is largely water, so it's good for, you know, imparting more hydration into the skin. And this, unlike using, as I cautioned against in my aloe video, the straight aloe plant on your face has removed the risks of those photoirritants that you can get with just using plain aloe, as well as those irritants, the lignans that can cause excessive irritation. I talked about that in that video, but you know, this is a good way to use aloe in a commercial product as opposed to a plant. So I don't have any problems with this. I think it's pretty nice. The one issue I would raise with this is it does have coconut extract in it, and coconut, as I shared in my coconut oil video, has been shown to be, and is well known to be, a little bit of an irritant and on skin. And particularly for people with acne prone skin, it can kind of flare acne like rashes. So if you have acne and pore problems actually, and you're trying to use a product like this to diminish the appearance of it, the coconut oil in this actually could set you a few steps back because of that property, that it can be irritating. In addition to the aloe, the green tea, this product also has sunflower seed oil in it. Sunflower seed oil is rich in linoleic acid, which is helpful for the lipid barrier components of our skin, and has been shown to be really helpful in kind of restoring the stratum corneum and improving hydration as well. So that's in there. A lot of really good hydrating ingredients. And then it also has milk thistle. Milk thistle is anti-inflammatory and has been shown to be an antioxidant and cytoprotective. All right, the next one that I will bring up is the Nourish Fragrance-Free Aloe Vera Gel. This product, you know, in my video on aloe, I talk about how a lot of the products over the counter with aloe in them have added fragrance, and this is advertised as fragrance-free. Aloe, like I said in that video, has a lot of wonderful properties that can impart benefit to the skin. It's a humectant, it brings hydration into the skin, it's anti-inflammatory, therefore it's soothing. But some people are going to be irritated by aloe point blank, and you may already know if that's you, in which case you probably have no interest in this product. But some people adore aloe, and those of you who adore aloe are probably the ones who want to know more about this. So it's got aloe in it, and I think you all will query the addition of alcohol denaturant. Is that drying? Is that damaging? Is that bad? Alcohol denaturant is added to stabilize things, and you know, it's not something to take a black and white approach to, all, you know, kind of this all or none. It can be drying depending on how concentrated it is in the product, and you know, how else the product is formulated, but it is an important ingredient and it's frequently added. This product is not drying whatsoever. It's very hydrating. And like the gel moisturizer and the serum, this too should be layered underneath the moisturizer, because all of these products, the serum, the gel cream, and the aloe gel, all they are humectants. They just do the job of holding water onto your skin and hydrating the skin. That outcome relies on you to put a moisturizer on top so that you don't lose all that water that it's holding on to. So keep that in mind. But the alcohol denaturant in this is not drying whatsoever, and this actually didn't sting or irritate. But one thing I want to draw your attention to is this is labeled fragrance free, okay? But this product has benzyl alcohol in it, and benzyl alcohol is an aromatic compound that is a preservative. And if you have fragrance allergy, meaning you have developed a sensitivity to fragrance and you cannot use products with fragrance, you can't use benzyl alcohol. Actually is fragrance. But Trader Joe's can get away with calling this fragrance free because they use benzyl alcohol in this not as fragrance but as a preservative. But guess what? It does multiple things. It's fragrance, it's an aromatic compound, and it is a preservative. So if you have sensitivity to fragrance, the benzyl alcohol can be a problem. Specifically, if you have undergone patch testing by a dermatologist, which is the type of test we do to figure out what in your products is causing you grief, and your dermatologist told you have fragrance allergy because you had a positive reaction to something called balsam of Peru, or BOP. If you are balsam of Peru sensitive or you reacted to it, there's a very good chance that you will react to benzyl alcohol. They tend to co-react, and benzyl alcohol can be sensitizing. If you use a lot of products that have fragrance and benzyl alcohol, it kind of increases the chances that you will develop a problem to one of those. So it's one of those ingredients where people will then chime in, should we avoid benzyl alcohol like the plague? It's really hard to do that, and it does have a preservative role in things. So here's the deal. The more things you use, the more likely the benzyl alcohol, as well as everything else that you're using, are going to cause a problem. But if you have a minimal skincare routine and you use very few products, not a ton of stuff, the inclusion of benzyl alcohol alone is very less likely to lead to problems than doing this whole complicated skincare routine with multiple allergens that can co-sensitize, particularly in the presence of benzyl alcohol. So, it's not so much about like taking a black or white approach. It's more about really dialing down on the number of products that you use. Which I think in the skincare market, it can be really hard to walk away from all the false promises that skincare companies claim. I think it's really hard for you as consumers to walk away from those and really take a minimalist approach. But I totally encourage you to. I know the minimalism movement is huge, but for skincare, it's actually really important to your overall health to take that approach, because if you develop a sensitivity to an ingredient in a skincare product that's commonly present, it can really make your life a living nightmare, because many of these ingredients are pervasive in a lot of other things. Shampoos, conditioners, makeup, nail products, detergents, you name it, they're everywhere. And it can lead, once you develop a sensitivity to it, you develop these horrible rashes, and those rashes can actually become so widespread that you actually have to be put on medications to lower your immune system so that your skin doesn't, in effect, turn into complete redness and irritation, which is called erythroderma. So fragrance allergy is nothing, allergic contact dermatitis is nothing to play around with. It is a serious skin disease that can happen, and it can become systematized. So, the more things you put on your face, the more things you put on your skin, the more at risk you put yourself for going down that rabbit hole of developing a sensitivity to something. It can make your life a living nightmare, trust me. So up until this point, the three kind of moisturizing type products that I've talked about have all been humectants, and I keep saying you have to use these underneath a moisturizer, a dedicated moisturizer. So Trader Joe's has a decent one. They have the Nourish Oil-Free Antioxidant Facial Moisturizer. I rather enjoy this. It, again, has the antioxidants. This also has retinol in it. I have a video talking about retinol. Retinol and vitamin A is a vitamin A derivative that has a great track record for not only improving wrinkles, fine lines, but also removing sun-damaged skin cells and also removing some discoloration. It's probably one of the cosmeceutical ingredients people get most excited about. But as I've said in my retinol videos, retinol is not in a form of vitamin A that your skin can use. Your skin has to do a few steps on it. And so it's not as effective as over-the-counter adapalene, brand name Differin, or prescription tretinoin or prescription tazarotene. But it's frequently pursued, and it is a very promising ingredient. So, it's in here, and, this is an inexpensive product. Retinols can get very pricey, but the devil's in the details with how the retinol is formulated, how likely it is to be effective, how stable it is, and I can't predict that just from looking at Trader Joe's ingredient list and using it myself. But it's an ingredient that can cause irritation for people as well, so be aware of that. We generally recommend not using retinols in pregnancy because retinoids are contraindicated, and in over-the-counter cosmeceuticals, retinols likewise are not recommended during pregnancy. So definitely this would not be a good one to consider in that situation. I don't have too much negative to say about this, although if you have sensitive skin, rosacea prone skin, I don't think you're going to get along with this because, maybe because of the retinol, a lot of times people with rosacea don't tolerate retinols whatsoever because they can sting and be irritating. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if many of you with rosacea say, oh, this is fine. Rosacea is very individualized, but I would say of all the stuff I've reviewed so far, I would think that this would be the most likely to cause issue for people with rosacea. So there's that. Oh, another ingredient in this that I wanted to give a mention to is topical vitamin K. This has vitamin K in it. Vitamin K applied to the skin has been shown and is useful for decreasing and improving or accelerating the rate of improvement of a bruise and bruising, and something called purpura, which is basically when the skin is damaged, the blood leaks out into the skin and that blood degrades. And you know, as it's degrading, that's kind of the stages of a bruise. But on a very low, small level, you can get something called petechiae and redness and discoloration, and as that blood that's leaked out in the skin starts to degrade, you get this kind of brown discoloration. It's not hyperpigmentation because it's not related to the pigment in your skin, melanin. It's specifically degradation of red blood cells that gives a type of discoloration. And vitamin K can help with the clearance of that. So Trader Joe's puts vitamin K in this moisturizer. They also put it in the face wash. I don't think it's going to be effective in the face wash, but they put it in the face moisturizer, so that's a potential benefit of that. This facial moisturizer, I will say, is a little on the lightweight side, so it's a good choice for people with oily prone skin. But if you have really dry skin, I don't think this is going to be enough for you. But moving on to a product that is more moisturizing, you might consider on your face, because I certainly have used it and had no issue, is the Midsummer Night's Cream Moisturizing Cream. This product is a very rich, thick, nice moisturizer intended for the body, but like I said, I personally used it on my face, and it's got safflower seed oil in it. Safflower seed oil is rich in linoleic acid and has been shown to be useful for stratum corneum integrity. It also has jojoba seed oil in it. Jojoba seed oil is one of the plant oils that's actually pretty stable by itself and resistant to degradation. A real problem with using plant oils in skincare is that they can degrade, and when they degrade, they become very irritating to the skin. That is why I always tell you all, yeah, don't waste your time doing a lot with plant oils by themselves as part of your skincare. If anything, it can be irritating. And a better way to use plant oils is in a product like this that has things like tocopherol added that will stabilize the oils so that they are less likely to degrade or won't degrade. And then you get the benefits of the oils. So it's got safflower seed oil in it, as I mentioned. It also has jojoba seed oil, and avocado oil as another oil that is rich in linoleic acid. So it has those nice plant oils in it, and then it's a wonderful, heavy, occlusive moisturizer. Great for the body, and also, like I said, for the face for me. And then it's got petrolatum and dimethicone in it. So, you know, personally, I found that this really did a good job sealing in transepidermal water loss, and I think it's good in that sense. As far as using it on the face, like I said, I had no problem using it. I thought it was a better facial moisturizer, honestly, than the oil-free antioxidant facial moisturizer, just in terms of if you have dry skin, I think it's going to offer you more on your face. People who will run into issues with using this on your face are people who have acne-prone skin. You might find that some of these oils are irritating and that irritation can lead to a breakout. And the other type of people who will have issue pursuing this on your face, perhaps, are people with rosacea. Again, a situation that's very individualized, but for many people with rosacea, using a heavy moisturizer on the face actually can precipitate a flare, in which case, you know, you might not get along too well with that. So in other words, if you have rosacea, I can't really predict which of the Trader Joe's moisturizing products will be okay for you. But I would say consider those issues. Otherwise, the Midsummer Night's cream is fine. It's also got hydrolyzed soy protein in it. I talk more about soy in my review of the Ombre Lisse moisturizer, so check that out. But soy is anti-inflammatory, very nourishing to the skin. And I think it's an unsung hero. I don't hear a lot of people asking me about it, but I love using topical soy in my moisturizers and products. Very good ingredient. Okay, moving on, that's the body moisturizer. These sunscreens, I haven't actually used the facial moisturizer with SPF 15. I think I mentioned this in other videos. Like, I don't really waste my time with SPF 15. But you know, that I believe that's a chemical sunscreen. In my opinion, if you want a chemical sunscreen that you can use as a facial moisturizer for your face and body at Trader Joe's, it's a much better value, is their face and body sunscreen lotion. So SPF 30 is water resistant, it's not greasy, it's not heavy, it's wonderful for acne prone skin, it's wonderful even for dry skin, it's very nice and lightweight. But what I love about it is that it is water resistant, so it's less likely to sweat, you're less likely to sweat it off as quickly. You still will, you still need to reapply it to have ongoing sun protection, but it is a good choice for people who hate the look of sunscreen. I think it has a very nice aesthetic to it, particularly if you find sunscreens oily or greasy. Works great on the body. It is a chemical sunscreen though, and you know, if you're new here, I'll always point out that chemical sunscreens in the US suffer the limitation in that the protection against UVA is not super long lasting. So, you know, be aware of that. You don't get optimal protection against the wavelengths of light that penetrate really deeply into your skin and damage collagen, because the ingredient in chemical sunscreens that protects against that is avobenzone. Avobenzone degrades on exposure to UV. Many sunscreen manufacturers have come out with sophisticated ways to stabilize avobenzone. Notably, Neutrogena has Helioplex, which is stabilized avobenzone, and they claim the avobenzone is stable up to 5 hours in their products, in their sunscreens. And also La Roche-Posay has stabilized their avobenzone really well as well. But you know, other companies that they're all day every day is not sunscreen and you know, largely skincare, you're kind of running more of a risk in that it's unlikely the avobenzone is as stable as in those other products, but again, I can't predict them. So that's a limitation with using this. Particularly if you're somebody with a darker skin type, if you're a black person, for example, you may love a sunscreen like this because there's no cast associated with this. But you will be sacrificing the protection that your skin actually needs when you select a chemical sunscreen, and the only thing you have going for you is the avobenzone, and it's going to degrade. So, you know, that's an issue with chemical sunscreens in the US. The other issue is that they can also be irritating and sting. So for people with rosacea, you might not get along well with this, and some people might find the stings around the eyes. For me, I thought it did swimmingly around my eyes, but you guys have seen me put a lot of sunscreens around my eyes, and very few bother me, so I'm not a great guinea pig for the burning eyes test. But one product that I would recommend considering if you have rosacea, and I tell you guys with darker skin types to consider too, but I think that'd just be cruel, is the zinc oxide sunscreen lotion, broad spectrum SPF 40. A viewer actually sent this to me. I didn't buy it myself, so thank you very much for sending it to me. But this is a mineral sunscreen. So mineral sunscreens do a more reliable job at protecting against those broader wavelengths of light, particularly this type of mineral sunscreen. This mineral sunscreen only contains non-nanosized zinc. Can block against not only UVB, the rays that damage DNA in our skin and lead to skin cancer, but also both types of UVA, UVA1 and UVA2. So it's a really good choice. Unfortunately, it is super casty. You can't really get a non-nanosized zinc oxide sunscreen that's going to be anything that anybody wants to tolerate. This is a great choice for your children, for your family. You know, they should, when you guys are outdoors, you shouldn't be relying on sunscreen alone. It's like, you know, you wouldn't spray off mosquito repellent and then go into a box of 200,000 mosquitoes and, you know, expect to be okay. You would get some repellency, you get some protection, but not enough. You'd be eaten alive. Same holds true with going outdoors with just sunscreen on as your sun protection. You will be eaten alive by UV. So, you know, that being said, this is a good choice for everybody for sun exposed areas of the body like your hands. So while very few people are going to accept the cast of this, regardless of your skin type, I do think it is a very good choice. It really does give very good broad spectrum coverage. Like the chemical sunscreen, it is water resistant. up to 40 minutes. So not only do you have more insurance against your UVA protection being a little more long lasting, you also have that insurance of it not sweating off as quickly as a non-water resistant sunscreen would. So I really like it, and it is fragrance free. And I definitely would recommend this for children, babies, who maybe are less bothered by the white cast on sun exposed areas while they're playing outside, and enjoying their childhood. I would definitely recommend this. Very affordable and effective. So yeah, those are all the Trader Joe's products that I've tried. Check out some of my videos where I go into Trader Joe's. If there's something here that I'm not talking about, that I haven't, maybe I probably mentioned in one of those videos why I wouldn't use it. So check those out if you haven't already. But I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.